my number 3 card class for this month. So as I said, each month, each week, I'm actually doing a free card class. So you can actually earn the kit that I actually create today in my video. You can earn the kit for free by placing a qualifying order using my host code. So it is super, super fun. So I'm making 5 cards today. So it is an awesome class. I'm going to show you how to make multiple cards in a short amount of time and how awesome it is to be able to use blending brushes. So our blending brushes are really, really awesome and they create some really, really great backgrounds. So welcome. So when you get the notification that I've gone live, please jump on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. And if this is the first time that you've watched me, my name is Donna Gray and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Scenic Rim in Queensland, Australia. So I sell all things to do with paper crafting and I teach people how to create cards step by step from the beginning to the end. So hello, welcome. I can see I've got a few people jumping on. So if you're watching the replay, then welcome on the replay and please say hello. Please comment on the replay as well because I love hearing from people. So I can see I've got a couple of you on there this morning. So I go live here on my YouTube channel and my Facebook profiles. I go live every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. So welcome. And this is a free card class today. So anything that I do in this card class, and it's available to people that live in Australia, I've got a full shopping list of all of the products that I've used today in my video, and it's in the show more box down below, and it's also in the description of this video if you're watching on Facebook. So how you're going to get your hands on the kit today to make 5 cards is to actually purchase from me online. So I will tell you all the supplies that you're going to be needing, so you may be able to pop those into your order to make a qualifying order of $90 or more to earn the free kit. So welcome everybody. All right, so let's get to crafting because I know that's what you're here for. You want to see the crafting. So I'm just going to pop you down onto my desk and just tell you about a few things that I have going on in my Stampin' Up! Business just before we get started. So as you can see down here, you can see the monthly host code. Now that is what host code you're going to need to be able to earn the free kit from today's class, okay? But I just wanted to tell you a couple of things that we have going on in my Stampin' Up! Business. So first of all, the Fitting Florets is a suite that is an early release suite, and it's come from our catalog that we're actually getting. And I'm gonna pop you back up to me because I need to tell you about this because I've got an exciting weekend coming up. So I just wanted to chat with you about the exciting weekend that I have coming up. So once a year, Stampin' Up! Actually have an event and it's called On Stage, and it's for all people that have joined Stampin' Up!, they're a part of Stampin' Up!. We can actually pay to go to this event, and it's where they celebrate everyone's successes with Stampin' Up!, and it's where we just all get together, we craft, we see brand new products. So I'm going to get my hands on the brand new mini catalog for January next year. Can you believe that? And I'm going to be able to order out of it. So it's a super exciting time. So I'm jumping on an aeroplane tomorrow morning at, well, we're leaving home, I think around 4:45 or 5 a.m. in the morning to catch the plane to fly to Sydney and spend a weekend with my Stampin' Up! Friends. So it is a great way. This is the first time that we've had an in-person event for a long, long time. So I think we're all getting really, really excited to be able to attend an event like that in person once again. So it's where you get to hang out with all of your Stampin' Up! Friends, and no matter what team they're in or who they're associated with. So today I just want to do a bit of an a little bit of a product, I don't know, I'm trying to say a spoiler alert. Okay, so anyone that's going to Stampin' Up! On Stage and they don't want to see what my swap cards are, turn this video off right now. Just telling you, because I'm actually going to create 5 of my swap cards that I'm doing today to show you how to do multiple cards. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to be able to create multiple cards of the same layout, and just what I've been doing. And I spent all day yesterday with a couple of my team members crafting and hanging out and having a good old time over coffees and chats and crafting and making my Stampin' Up! On Stage swaps. So I got 30 of of them done yesterday. I'm going to get 5 of them done today. So I'll have at least 35 swaps to be able to swap with people. So I've been pushed for time. I've been really, really busy. It's been very busy in my craft studio as of late. So, and as you know, you would have seen, I had my 2-day craft retreat last weekend and it was a hoot. I'm telling you, if you haven't been to my 2-day craft retreats and you're thinking that you might want to do it, and I can tell you, traveling is not a barrier. I can tell you, because I had someone that traveled all the way from Victoria. She got on a plane, traveled from Victoria, landed in Brisbane, hired a car, came and hung out with us, and she had an awesome weekend. And she's going to rebook again for the next week, for the next one in March. So my dates for my retreat are the 18th and 19th of March for next year, 2023. I have locked that in with the club. I haven't done the event yet because I'm waiting to get the catalog this morning, on the weekend, to be able to share a graphic of the catalog as my event graphic. So I will be popping up next week all the details about my March retreat for next year. All right, so let's get back to the things that I have going on in my business. So one of the things is our Sweet Delicious Fun Fold class. We've actually chosen the fitting florets for our fun fold for this month, and I do the fun fold with my friend Rose Ward. So if you're interested, this is a great class. You get the fitting florets 12 by 12 designer series paper, so you get a full pack of it. You get a roll of the polished pink open weave ribbon, and you also get a pack of the gorgeous gold adhesive back swirls. So if you're interested in that, you get access to 2 videos. We're now emailing them out, so it doesn't matter whether you live whether you are on Facebook or not. We're not doing them in the Facebook group anymore. We're actually emailing them out. Now, if you've actually registered for this month, I haven't sent out the email with the links just yet, but I will be getting around to it. Hopefully, I will get around to it today. If not, I will definitely get around to it on Monday when I get back from on stage. So I do apologize. It's just been very, very busy in my craft studio at the moment. All right, I've got a couple of classes that are coming up. I've got Handmade Wishes Project class. Now, this one is on November the 28th, I think it is. I better double check on that date. These classes are actually over on my website, so you will be actually able to see them. Oh, no, I'm wrong. It's November the 25th. So it's Friday, November the 25th for the Handmade Wishes Project class. And I've also got the Decorated with Happiness class, and that is on November the 18th. Okay, so they're 2 classes. They're $35 for the in-person class. I am doing a special that if you purchase the stamp set off me to do the in-person class, you will get your class for half price. Same thing with online. If you purchase the stamp set off me, you will get your class for half price. Okay, so it's $45 online. It's $35 in person, and it's a great way. This one here, we're going to make 3 cards and 2 little 3D gift ideas. And this one here, we're going to make 6 Christmas cards using the Decorated with Happiness stamp set. So if you're interested, hey Melinda, if you're interested, by all means, feel free to jump on over to my website and you can register and it will take you to the payment section straight away. And my monthly stamps club for the month is going to be the Fitting Florets. So we actually love this stamp set so much that I decided that I put it out to my Stamps Club members. Do you want to do the Fitting Florets? And they all put their hand up and said, yes, me, yes, please do that. So that is going to be my monthly Stamps Club for the month. So for Stamps Club, you get the stamp set, you get the card kit to make 6 cards, and you get a video tutorial showing you step by step how to do the 3 designs. You'll make 2 of each, and you'll get access to all of the other Stamps Club videos that I have in my Facebook group, but it is in a Facebook group. So if you're interested, you can go over to my website, which is stampingwithdonnag.com, and I will just pop that up on the screen at the moment. So where are we? If I can find it, there it is. There we go. So stampingwithdonnag.com will get you, and I just dropped my mouse, so it stopped it doing what it was supposed to do. Where are we? Oh, there, it did do it. Okay, so stampingwithdonnag.com, and you can see all of the classes and the events. This is actually under a different tab as well. It's also under the monthly Stamps Club, and it shows you a little bit of information about how the Stamps Club works and what's involved to be able to join it. Okay, all right, so let's get to crafting. So I just want to show you how we can make multiple cards. So today we're actually going to make 5 cards. And I don't know, I mean, someone can time me if they want to time me and see how long it takes me. But I'm going to use, I've gone ahead and done quite a few things ahead of time to be able to show you how quick and easy it is when you're actually all prepared and ready to go. So what you will actually need to complete this, if you get the free kit class, you will actually need the Orchid Oasis stamp set, you will need the Stampin' Right markers, and you will also need the Leaves of Holly stamp set and the die set. Actually, you won't need the die set because I will actually do your die cuts for you if you're interested. But it's going to be a free kit. You get everything done to make 5 cards. So it's super, super awesome. All right, now, what I'm actually going to do is, you can see here I've cut everything ahead of time. So I've gone ahead and cut all of my die cuts that I needed. I've also cut my card bases and my layers, okay? So I'm just going to pop all those die cuts aside. And if someone wants to start a timer, they can start a timer and see how long it takes me to do these cards, because I'm going to try and do them as efficiently and quickly as I possibly can to show you how easy it is to be able to do these cards. And you will also need, I did forget, you'll also need one of our blending brushes. Okay, so I've got and our blending brushes, I do have one of, I've got a couple of different blending brushes, but these are our blending brushes, and they are super, super awesome. They have like a beautiful, they're actually bristles. Everyone says, are they a sponge? They're not a sponge. They're actually bristles, and they blend really, really nicely. So what I actually do is I have one for each type of color. So I don't actually wash them out. You can wash them out, but I don't actually wash them out. But yeah, they're a fantastic way of getting a really, really good color for backgrounds and things. So first of all, I'm going to fold all of my card bases. So I've got basic white thick card bases. Now the reason why I'm using thick is because it is a card base. So we definitely want it to be a nice sturdy card base. So we're going to fold each of our card bases in half. Now, there is actually a way that if you struggle with trying to fold your cards in half and get them nice and even, I'm just going to show you a way with your Stampin' Up! Trimmer how you can make sure that you fold them really, really nicely and neatly every single time. So this is a little trick that you can do. So with your paper trimmer, you can actually open up this and you can actually grab your card base, butt it up against there, fold it like that and butt it up against there, and it has to go even. It can't go any other way, okay? So it has to go even. So that's a really, really good way. If you struggle trying to get them to line up, once it's nice and straight, it will line up your card base really, really well, okay? So something just to remember to make life a little bit easier. Okay, so we've got our card bases folded. So I'm going to start with a little bit of blending on the card bases, and then I'm going to do some blending for the white layers for the front as well. All right, so I'm going to take my blending brush, and I'm also going to take my Orchid Oasis ink pad and open it up. I'm going to take my blending brush, and with my finger on the blending brush, I'm actually just going to pick up some ink. And don't be scared to actually pick up some ink. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take off some of that excess. So one of the things when you're actually blending is to make sure that you take off the excess, because we just want a small amount of ink in our blending brush. And we're actually going to blend softly, okay, and be patient. So I don't know whether I told you that you need the Stampin' Right markers. The reason why you need the Stampin' Right markers is because we're going to do this cute little spritzing technique. So you're going to take your Stampin' Right marker, the thick end, and you're just going to flick a little bit of ink just on there. So we're going to do that for all 5 card bases. So open it up, ink it up, and it doesn't really matter. Like, this is a fairly strong, vibrant color, so I probably don't have to ink up every time that I do this. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to flick a little bit of ink on there, okay? So that's number 2. And go through. I'm not going to re-ink this time. I'm just going to blend. Number 3, flick it. Now remember, when you're flicking, that it's going to go everywhere. So make sure you haven't got anything sitting on your desk that you don't want color flicked on. Okay, so I still haven't re-inked. You can see here I've still got ink in my blending brushes. They are fantastic. Who has tried blending brushes before? Who loves their blending brushes? So I'm just taking the thick end, as I said, of my Stampin' Right marker, still not re-inking. I'm just going to add a little bit more ink. Now, the thing is with blending brushes, just to be patient. Absolutely be patient. I have got ribbon. I have got ribbon in the supplies list. I have not ribbon. I have the elegant trim, simply elegant trim, Sue. So don't worry, there is ribbon. There is ribbon and there is bling. All right, so now I'm going to take my card fronts that I've done and I'm going to do a similar thing to the card front. So I'm actually going to ink up. I'm going to add a little bit more ink. Now, the main thing is always getting that excess off, and I'm going to circle, being patient on the front, just circle to get a really nice hint of that color. Okay, and then once again spritzing with my Stampin' Right marker wherever I want. Okay, so that's number one. Bring in the next one. So I'm actually probably going to re-ink because I'm covering a fair bit of cardstock on the front. So I'm probably going to re-ink for each one. But just taking your time, doing it nice and soft. You don't have to use a lot of pressure. Taking your time and then spritzing. Okay. So that's number two. Sue says she loves the Stampin' Up! Blenders, and thank God I've got ribbon. You thought I was unwell. No, we have ribbon and bling today. You all know me too well. Can't have cards without ribbon and bling. And especially for swaps for onstage. How could I turn up without ribbon and bling on my swaps for onstage? Like, people would ask me, am I unwell? Okay, so once again, re-inking that blending brush and just lightly circular motions over the front of that card. And a bit of spritzing. And when you're spritzing, don't be too scared when it comes to spritzing. Get in there and flick that tip of your Stampin' Right markers, because and just be in control of, like, point it towards your cardstock to make sure you're going to get it on your cardstock. Okay, so a bit of spritzing there. Okay, so that is my 5 card front layers done as well. So I'm going to now take, I've got my Stamparatus set up. Now, the Stamparatus is fantastic when you're actually doing multiple stamping. It's really, really great to make sure that you get everything stamped correctly and in the right spot every single time you do it. So what I've actually done is I've pre-lined up my sentiment there in the template. So I've made a template, I've cut out the die cut, made a template, sat my sentiment in there and picked it up with my acrylic plate on my Stamparatus. Now, it's always advisable to put something like a stamp set or something under so that you can re-ink. Now, I've gone ahead and I've cut out 5 of these labels, okay, ready to go to stamp my sentiment. Now, this is where stamping multiples, it comes in really, really handy when you've got a Stamparatus and you've got so many sentiments that you want to do and you want to get them perfect every single time. Our Stamparatus is fantastic, I am telling you. So I'm just going to pop that in there. And I'm also going to use, I have my take your pick tool, and you're going to say, what do you need your take your pick tool for? You're going to see what I'm going to use it for. So I'm just going to ink up my sentiment there in my Orchid Oasis, and then I'm going to pop it down and stamp it. And I've got a gorgeous stamped greeting there. I'm then going to use my putty end and pick it up and get it out of there. I'm going to get the next one, pop it in. So it even gets easier to pop them in and out when you've got your take your pick tool like that. Okay, so ink that up. Now be careful, you do get ink when you're using the big ink pads, but it's not going to go on your project because of the way the plates are designed. So don't panic when you get that ink over there on your Just don't put your fingers in it. Simple as that. Just don't pop your fingers in it. Now, has anyone set a timer and knows how long I've been going for? Because I can tell you these cards, the majority of everything is just about done. All I actually have to do after I've stamped these sentiments is to pop them all together. So actually just assemble. So you can see straight away, because I've done a little bit of prepping beforehand, and I think there's something about 7 minutes so far. Oh my God, I'm doing really well. Okay. So I think there's something about doing production lines. Like, I just think it's so much fun to do a production line. And the best part is, we were only discussing it yesterday, that you get a mess if you're going to make one card, or you're going to get a mess if you're going to make 10 cards. So why wouldn't you be wanting to make 10 cards? All right, so 7 minutes, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 greetings done. Okay, so I can pop that aside. I can actually pop my ink pad closed because I don't need to do any more stamping. I've done everything I need to do. So I'll pop that closed. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, I've got my 5 card bases here. I'm going to bring in my card fronts, and I'm going to bring in my Orchid Oasis layers. Now, I've cut out the little bits that I want for the front. I've cut them out of my layer because it's going to get hidden in behind my front layer. So it's totally okay to do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly tear across the bottom of all of these 5 layers. So I've got 1, and this is a fun part. I mean, if you're OCD people, you may not like this card, but I am telling you, it is a really fun technique just to have a bit of a torn layer there. Okay, my mother is now ringing me while I'm live on a video. Obviously, forgetting that I go live every Thursday morning. All right, so I've got the 5 of them torn now. So, and it's nice to tear them with a little bit of a raggedy edge. Now, I don't need those pieces. I could use them on the inside if I wanted to, but I actually don't physically need those pieces. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere those pieces to my Orchid Oasis layer. So we're just going to do that. We're going to get a nice border all the way around. And you can see we've got that Orchid Oasis shining through there underneath where that torn layer ends. So it just creates a little bit of interest to your card. But as I said, if you're the type of person that you like nice, neat, straight edges and not the torn look, then maybe this card is not for you. But I tend to love a little bit of texture, and I think it just adds a little bit of interest. You're about to ask if you have a regular going live time. I do, Melinda. So every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. I go live. So I'm struggling a little bit because I came from New South Wales. I know for all the New South Wales people now, it's 10 o'clock, but they were used to me going live at 9. But you know what? The way my life is, it's nice to get up and know that at 9 o'clock, Queensland time, I will be going live. Okay. So yes, every Thursday morning is my regular live. This one's a little bit different because this one's actually a class that when customers place an order with me online, they're actually going to get a card kit to make these 5 cards. Okay, sent out to them in the post. And that ordering special to get the free card kit will end on the 14th of November, so next Monday. So you have to place your orders by Monday. So now I'm just going to adhere that to the front of my card base. So once again, using my liquid glue, making sure that I'm using minimal liquid glue because this glue moves really well, plus it actually adheres really well, and you don't need to use a lot. So you don't want glue oozing out on your cards. You definitely want to make sure that you're just using minimal amount of glue, because you can see there, that is ample glue to make that card front stick to your card base. Okay, so we're just going to line that up, and I've cut them really nice that we've got an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. So we've got, this is my 3rd one. Okay, so we'll pop that onto that card base layer. And the liquid glue gives you that wiggle room, gives you that time to be able to move them around and get them sitting exactly where you want them to get the layer sitting exactly right. So when that's the difference between some of the glues. When you're using double-sided tape, or you're using one of our tape runners, like maybe our Seal Plus or our Seal, you don't, I mean, Seal Plus and Seal are not as bad as what they used to be. You can actually like pull the layer back up again, but it's a little bit harder when you're doing that. Where with liquid glue, you can wiggle it around, get that layer. And especially when you're doing fine layers, I tend to do like very fine layers. If anyone knows me really well, you will see that I've got a really fine layer on that Orchid Oasis and the white, because I like just a hint of color. So I always think that the liquid glue is so much better to use to be able to wiggle that around. So now I'm actually going to bring out my Seal Plus, because I love my Seal Plus. So now it's just time to adhere my die cuts. So I've gone ahead of time and cut out all of these die cut pieces. So I'm going to use a large leaf, and I've just put a strip of the Seal Plus there. I'm going to use a large leaf, and I'm going to use the smaller leaf because they actually go different ways. So it's really, really cute there that I've done that. I'm then going to grab my gold elegant trim, and I'm just going to run my fingers along it to straighten it out. So we need to make sure that we're going to straighten it out so it doesn't go too curly. I'm going to wrap it around 2 fingers. I'm then going to wrap it around 3 fingers. I'm then going to wrap it around 4 fingers and cut it with my scissors. Okay, now that is actually going to sit into that Seal Plus. So I'm just going to stick it down with my fingers like that and stick it into my Seal Plus, so that you've got a little tossling of that twine in behind where we're going to put our sentiment. I'm then going to take a little bit of tear and tape, and the reason that I do this little bit of tear and tape, I just want to pop it over there to make sure that that twine doesn't move. It's a fairly strong corded twine, so I find that it can tend to bounce back out because of how strong it is. So then I'm going to take some dimensionals, and I'm going to pop my sentiment up on front like that, and take the backing off. Okay, whoops, and pop that just along there like that. So I'm going to do that on all 5 cards, and then I'll come back and do some more. So once again, Seal Plus, run a strip of Seal Plus along here. So just remember where your Seal Plus is going to go. You don't want it popping out from underneath your sentiment. You don't want it coming out too far. So just remember where you're going to put your leaves, where you're going to put your twine. So I'm just going to unwrap that twine so you can see how curly it is. It tends to want to bounce up so much. So run your fingers along it. So Melinda has actually joined my team. So Melinda's one of my brand new team members, and she is absolutely addicted to crafting. She came to my 2-day retreat on the weekend and was mind blown at how wonderful the crafting is and how awesome it is to be a part of a crafting community. And so she's joined my team, and she's making use of the awesome discount that you can get by joining Stampin' Up. So if you join Stampin' Up right now, you actually can earn a 20% discount guaranteed until the end of April next year, April 2023. So it's a really, really good bargain. You get to choose $235 worth of product, and you only pay $169. So it's a really, really good deal just to be a part of a crafting community and also have someone that helps you with your crafting. And as I said, she's saying here in the comments that she has learned so much already, and that's what it's all about. So it's all about joining a crafty community and learning from others, and having someone that is there that can actually help you with your crafting at any time and answer any questions, because we can all buy products off a shelf in a shop and take them home. But unless we know how to use those products, it's very, very hard. And sometimes, and you'll all probably agree that you've probably been guilty of doing it, you buy the product, you get all excited that you're going to do it, you get home, and then all of a sudden you get intimidated and think, I don't know how to use this product. And then what happens? It sits on your shelf and you don't physically use it. And I absolutely don't want that to happen to my team members. So I help my team members with anything when it comes to their crafting, and I answer any questions that they may have, because I'm like their right-hand man to be able to learn from. And that is what being a part of a crafty community is about. And not only that, you're enjoying a 20% discount. So it's pretty awesome. All right, Cheryl saying very true. I know, it is just so nice to be a part of, feel like that you belong to something and that you have a community that we're all like-minded people, that we have similar interests, I think is the main thing. So, all right, so I'm just popping some dimensionals on the back to pop that sentiment layer up. So has anyone checked out the timing? Does anyone know how long I've been going already? We were 7 minutes last time. Do you think I can do this in 20 minutes? Do you think I'll get them all done in 20 minutes? What do you think? Okay, we'll pop that one on. So we've got 2 more to go. So Seal Plus once again. And when you've got your Seal Plus, if it doesn't run smoothly, like if you go to do it and it doesn't actually like run the way you want it to run and start on your cardstock, I find that I just run it on my hand. 17.5 minutes. Okay, well, I'm definitely not going to do it in 20 minutes, but maybe we might make 25 minutes. You never know. Okay, so, and you know what? It's all about enjoying the crafting anyway. So even if it takes me 30 minutes, we've still got 5 cards at the end of it, which is really, really super awesome. All right, so I'm sticking that into the Seal Plus. I'm grabbing a little bit of my tear and tape to go over there, popping up some dimensionals on the back on that one. 30 minutes for 5 cards. You'll get there, Melinda. You will get there. I know a lot of people say there's no way I could make that many cards in that short amount of time, but you will get there. Like, it comes with practice and it comes with being very well organized. So making sure that you've got all your bits and pieces cut and ready to go is one of the key factors when you're going to do multiple cards. Coming up with the design is probably the longest part. Once you've come up with the design, it's just a case of doing things step by step and getting things done all in a bit of a production line. Oh, Suzanne, she's saying, congratulations on my recognition. Yippee for me. I deserve it. Yeah, it's so good. Suzanne, are you going to on stage somewhere over there? So Suzanne's actually a demo friend from Canada that I met on my incentive trip. And I've actually just been looking into the incentive trip and thinking I might do a tour of Europe while I'm over there. Seeing I'm going to London, so I'm thinking I might do, I don't know, like a 10 or a 14-day tour of Europe and do as many places as I can. Why not? Seeing Stampin' Up, compliments of Stampin' Up. Mind you, in Vancouver, okay. Mind you, it is not common for people to be earning the incentive trips. We are in the top 1% of the company that earn the trips, and I can tell you it is hard work. We work very, very hard to be able to earn those incentive trips. So it's not common practice for people when they join that they will automatically be earning an incentive trip. We don't win it, we earn it. We work very, very hard to earn it. Okay, so I'm now going to just adhere these tiny little sprigs just to add that pop of color to the front of the card. So I'm just adding a little bit of liquid glue and I'm popping it in underneath that sentiment and then adhering down onto that front white layer. So, and I'm sort of not really that worried if they're popping up and they're not sort of glued down, because it adds a little bit more to the character of the sprigs, I think. Oh, so Suzanne said that she didn't get it this year, but next year is in play. Well, hopefully Mexico, here we come, Suzanne. To tell you the truth, I'm actually getting close to nearly halfway of earning the next incentive trip. So, so yeah, Suzanne, these are for my onstage swaps. So I wanted to do something that I could make multiple cards quickly and easily, but still have a stunning looking card. So, so you can see here, the design process in the first place, designing the card probably took me the longest, but I can pump out some of these cards pretty quick because I'm all organized with my die cuts all ready to go. And honestly, I probably spent 5 or 10 minutes die cutting the pieces for these 5 cards before I started and cutting the layers. So so you can really definitely make multiple cards very, very quickly and very easily just by having that production line and making sure that you are organized with all your bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some of the festive pearls now, and I'm just going to add some festive pearls on there. And I'm actually just doing 2 because I felt like 2 was quite nice. It didn't overpower it. It just gave it that nice little bit of bling, but not too much. Okay, so I'm just going to there. So I've got 3, and believe it or not, I'm like 1 pearl short, and I knew I was 1 pearl short. So I have, of course, another packet because, I mean, when we have embellishments, we always have to have more. So I've got 1 there, and I've got 1 just there. And there you have it, people. 5 cards in how many minutes? Tell me how many minutes did I do? 5 gorgeous cards. What was the time? Someone type in the time. How long did I take? 5 gorgeous cards in, I don't know, 25 minutes. Did I do it in 25 minutes? Or did I go longer? I do gas bag a little bit. 23 minutes. I beat it. 23 minutes. So there you go. Absolutely gorgeous. So do you want to see the other colored card designs that I did? So I've done this. This is Orchid Oasis. I've also done some Parakeet Party. Are you ready? I've also done, this is my favorite color, Polished Pink. And I've also done Tahitian Tide. There you go. How's that? So, I mean, 23 minutes, people, 23 minutes and a little bit of prep time beforehand. And I've got 5 stunning cards. So crafting does not have to be hard. It does not have to be difficult. You can easily, as I said, if you're going to create one mess, why not create one mess and make multiple cards than creating one mess and making one card? Okay, so so spoiler alert, I'm sorry if you're coming to On Stage. If you're coming to On Stage and you want one of these cards, I'm telling you, I've got 25. Get in quick, come and find me and grab a card off me. So what actually happens with On Stage is we actually make swaps and we swap with other people. So because I've made, sorry, what have I made? 35 cards. I tell a lie, 35 cards. What am I saying? 25, 35 cards. So I've made 4 different colors, but I've only made 5 in the Orchid Oasis. But so if you actually are at On Stage, please feel free to come up and see me, say hello, make yourself known to me. I love meeting other people. So please come up and say hello, but I will try and share as much as I possibly can. So that is a card class that I did today. So as I said, with a qualifying order today, you will actually earn a free card kit with a qualifying order. You must use the host code and you must order $90 or more online before November 14th, which is next Monday night. So I will close it out Monday night at midnight, and I will cut the kits for you and send out the kits for 5 cards by spending $90 with me online. But you must use the host code and it must be an online order with me. So as I said, I've put all the supplies in the list down below on the Show More in the YouTube, or it's in the description of this video. So if you want anything that I've used today, it is all listed there and itemized. It will take you straight to my online store, but make sure you use the host code, and I will just pop the host code up now so you know this is the host code to use, okay, to get your free kit. Now you must place your order before Monday the 14th at midnight, and the order must be $90 or more to be able to get the kit. But I will send the kit out to you absolutely free of charge. I will also email you with a replay of the video, and I will also email you with cutting dimensions and things as well. So you will get like a PDF tutorial type of thing in the video, in the email as well. So it must be a qualifying order, as I said, of $90 or more. Cheryl, you will be there in Sydney. Please come up and say hello to me. Please say hello and yeah, have a chat with me. I love actually meeting people. So Linda saying, I'm hoping that on stage will be in Melbourne next time, then you will definitely be there. Sometimes, Linda, so if they have it in, say, Sydney and Perth, sometimes they will have it in the next year in Melbourne and, say, Brisbane, something like that. They try to share it around because Australia is such a big place. They try to share it around from one side of the country to the other. So sometimes they will have it in Melbourne and Brisbane as well. So anyway, with any luck, maybe next year that will be happening. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me and crafting with me today. Please give me the thumbs up if you love what I've done. If you haven't followed me before, please hit that follow button and turn on the notifications so you get notified every time I go live. Watch this space because on the weekend I will try and share as much as I possibly can about our awesome weekend with Stampin' Up. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you